Hi guys, I'm here. Oh, what a nightmare. I don't know about you guys, but see, it's happened again. I sat down, I thought, right, this is what I'm going to talk about. I sit down, I start my video, and it's gone, just like that. This is beginning to set this sort of scene of my life where, and I know what it is. It's the hell contagion. It's the water in the sponge. It really is, you know, because it doesn't want us to do anything. It doesn't want us to succeed in our mission here. That is what it is. The last week has been so incredibly bad. Well, there just aren't any words for it, you know, and I'm beginning to sound like a fucking broken record here. I am well aware of that, guys. I really am. It's like, oh, that again, is it? Yeah. Today was worse than any day that's ever happened before. Today was sucked more than anything that's ever sucked before. Excuse me. See, I'm even spitting on myself now. Honestly, it feels like you've like some sort of weird energetic dementia, right? But you can't get your words out. You're slobbering all over yourself, right? And you're there going, you know, you go to the shop, you think, who am I and why am I here? And you look at everybody else and you think, I mean, it's like my own very personal fucking horror story, which, you know, but in the middle of all these insanities and the dreadful, heavy dread. I don't know how many of you are feeling that, the dread, right? It really heavy. Well, some people who are content to not verbalize things succinctly, I would say, oh, well, it's just a bit off, you're just a bit miserable, or you're a bit depressed or something. No. It's dread. That's what it is. It's heart palpitating, gut-wrenching, knees turning to jelly, fucking dread is what it is, you know. And seriously, it's like. And this morning I thought, oh, I'm not going to do any more videos because, you know, I hate to say it sounds really arrogant when I say this, but you know, those who know do not speak. You get to a level where it's like you know what is going on. You just know, but there is no fucking way that you can put it into words. And even when you try, right, because you're that close or in the truth, you're gonna get these people that get upset and that get riled and that, you know, all this type of shit as well. It's the hell contagion. It's the hell contagion. I know what it is. I know full well what it is. But the amount of cognitive dissonance that I'm getting is just crazy. And the hell contagion, it resists. Oh, does it resist? Because it has a kind of mind of its own. It was, as we entered this realm, the hell contagion enters us. Like that. That is how it works. It's like you put on the suit, you step onto the platform, you enter the virtual reality, and you forget who you are, where you came from, how magnificent you are. You forget about infinite love and infinite creativity and infinite imagination and all the incredibleness that you are. You forget all of that. You're in the virtual. You're in it. And it's a torturous nightmare because you take into yourself the poison, which is the hell contagion that tells you that you're limited and that you're powerless and that you're worthless. And your infected consciousness creates this nightmare. And the nightmare that your consciousness is creating traumatizes the fuck out of you. But it's a really dark, weird catch-22 scenario. It traumatizes the fuck out of you, and I find time and time again I look at what I call passive aggression, which I see absolutely everywhere. I see narcissism, which is just a fucking word that, again, isn't really any good, because it conceptualizes something that is far more complex than just that word. It's far more complex. It's far more nebulous. Ooh. Tea. Oh, that's the postman. Postman Pat, Postman Pat, Postman Pat, and his black and white cat. Yeah. It's a fucking Truman Show. It's not real. It's not real. Oh, Mama. I'm scared. I truly am, though. If I blather on a lot and make absolutely no sense, guys, I do apologise beforehand. Because, you know, that's just the way it is. And I am going to do a video because it feels great to do a video, because I'm talking to other soul travellers, people that pretty much one way or another are on the same page. Though I'd have to say that anyone who's still out there functioning on any level, as in, oh, I'm still able to do creative, beautiful things, make art or whatever, you know, is not as yet on the level. But, you know, no doubt you'll get there, and I commiserate. Because, believe me, being truly awake and seeing this now for what it is, this world, this dream that our consciousness, or my consciousness, is creating. And oh, here it is, how dare you, you're a megalomaniac. What, you think you have any power? Your consciousness doesn't create anything. You're just a worthless slave. You're a hologram. You're not even sold. You are what we say you are. We created you. You're just here to be a battery. All of this has been happening, and I have a dentist appointment. Whoa, what the fuck? Seagulls do some really strange things, people. You know, I've noticed this before. There was a seagull up there, and normally they have their claws in them, but they fly, right? Or, you know, aerodynamics and all. But this one is just they were stuck out like that. What the fuck is going on? Oh shit! Come and get me, mother! I mean, see, what was I talking about? What was I talking about before I saw that fucking weird ass seagull up there? What's going on now? I mean, really? You know, this is it. This is what's been it's come to me so clearly. It's like, look, Anika, your consciousness creates reality, right? You entered this experience, call it for lack of a better word. You put on the suit, right, which is called the wires attached, and then you stepped on that fucking platform thingy, whatever, and boom, you were here, and you forgot everything that you knew before. All of it, you forgot, and you entered this realm, and you inherited the hell contagion, right, like water in a sponge. Your consciousness being the sponge, and the hell contagion being the water. And you've been creating an absolute nightmare ever since. And it's all your own doing, so don't go and blame the archons or the demons or the this or the that or the U or the R, because you're generating all of it. You're creating the enemy. Your consciousness is dreaming up this enemy, and of course in your dream that you're creating, the enemy is attacking you through all these different mediums. Like, I had a major fucking issue with Amazon yesterday. It really just got a bit, right? And whatnot. And then I have a dentist appointment, and fuck me, but my teeth are fucking hurting like you wouldn't believe. You know, like glass rubbing against glass. It's all crank. It's crank. Something is cranking up, crank. Everybody is at everybody else. People, like, it's full on fucking hate and rage and conflict and all of it. There's so many different words, but my vocabulary, along with time and fucking everything, has just gone out of the window. There was a bunch of people, like the Facebook friend of mine posted this on Facebook, and it was like, no, what? a bunch of people on CNN or some other fucking horse-stream media outlet talking about how Santa Claus would have to socially distance and how he would have to wear a mask and blah, and and they were really, they looked as if they were being completely serious. Postman Pat, Postman Pat, Postman Pat, and a black and white cat. Right. But there it is, yeah, your consciousness is creating this. Yeah, but why is it making it, why is my consciousness making it worse and worse and worse? What's it doing? What's it doing? Why? And it's like, well, Anika, because all that shit has to happen to trigger. It's like a complex mining operation, girl. So all this shit happened, all this shit going on with your teeth, and you having to go to the dentist. There's always been a major trigger, actually, throughout the last 5 years. Never really had any problems with my teeth before that, and then boom, all of a sudden, right, it starts. And it goes into me, literally, my knees buckle, my bowels go to liquids, my heart goes ka-doom, ka-doom, ka-doom. It's a major trigger. It triggers the fear. And that's something that has to, these things that happen on the external plane that we manifest, create, give form to with our consciousness, they trigger the hell contagion. And the hell contagion is made up of all the different nuances. I know this, but like, see, I feel it now. It's a cranky thing, and it's like, oh, you're not going to be all right. He's going to start ripping out all your teeth, and you know, and oh, it's horrible, absolutely horrible, absolutely horrible. Because the last time I was there, they were really, between him and the hygienist, they gaslit the fuck out of me, and it was a really bad experience, actually. And also, the area where the dentist is situated is an area that has very, very, very bad energy, and I hate it. Absolutely hate going there. All in all, just bad news. And so there's the whole trauma self in abject terror, right? And then the whole thing with the Amazon thing where ooh, just a minute, guys. Oh, what the fuck? This is the kind of shit, right, that goes for meal these days. Black Friday, look at that. Right, what else have we got? The householder. Oh, I don't. Return address. Let's have a look. God, this is some fucking bullshit. Right, it's all fucking bullshit. Bullshit! It's bullshit! See, this is triggering me now. There's 22 million reasons to play. And a chance to win every single day. The People's Postcode Lottery. Motherfuckers. Right? Right. Catharsis. Fucking fuckers, you know. I fucking post this shit through my mailbox. I consider that an act of abuse, of gaslighting nonsense and nastiness. It's like, imagine the amount of trees they cut down every day for that fucking dross. It fucking infuriates the fuck out of me, motherfucking fuckers! Anyway, so all that's going on. So this passive aggressive element, right? There's the fear element. So that's triggered when shit happens that directly threatens you, your ability to be safe, your ability to survive, your ability to have a roof over your head, your ability to have enough food to eat or to eat food, i.e. teeth and whatnot. You know, the way you look, your hair, your body, all of that needs to be in reasonably good repair, because otherwise, you know, your life just isn't worth living. I got really triggered by this idiot on Facebook who keeps posting these fucking memes about old age being this wonderful experience, and with these pictures of women that were clearly models at some time and are now elderly with this beautiful hair and but in fact that isn't, old age is nothing like that at all. It's nothing like that at all, and it really fucks me off that somebody is that fucking dumb. But of course they're just a fucking organic portal, and I don't want to call them NPCs anymore, because you know what, they do play. They're not non-player characters, because they do play. They're out there right now doing all kinds of really horrible, nasty shit. Like the people that I dealt with yesterday with Amazon, it was fucking diabolical. It really was. But again, so the passive aggressive element, which is where that abject hate and rage comes from, that then is inevitably turned against oneself. And that is where we end up torturing ourselves and beating ourselves up so much. Reason for that is this experience that we've had here, that everybody else is busy pretending is just great, when in fact the truth is that from the get-go you're with your back against the wall. All kinds of shit happens to you. It's called the system. You're made to work for a living. You're made to pay taxes. You suffer from all kinds of health issues from the minute you're born, pretty much. Whatever goes for good health in this realm is fucking bullshit. Alright? You're traumatized. Everything is fucked up. Your own parents, often enough, are the fucking worst, man. They haven't got a clue what they're doing, and they fucking traumatize you as they themselves are traumatized. And so you end up believing that evil always wins, and you're with your back against the wall. You see what happens to the environment. You may live in a city where it's you see cruelty. I mean, as a child, I saw the way people treated animals. Really, it was appalling, or the way people treated each other. And I had this deep knowing then that everything was wrong here. But in order to survive, I suppose, I had to put that on the back burner and start to pretend like everything else, like everybody else, that, well, you just got to get on with it. You just got to get on with it, You either kill yourself or you get on with it, like everybody else. But it was always fucking there, like a splinter in the mind. It was always there, saying, this is all fucking wrong, girl, this is all wrong. And I know now, beyond the shadow of a doubt, how horrifically wrong it is. And it literally takes away any motivation I have to engage with it. I no longer want to. I don't want to. You lose everything. You lose everything in this awakening. You really just do. You lose your creativity, and you lose your friends. You lose everything. You lose everything. Your health, your sleep, a good night's sleep goes out the window. Because once you realize the actual truth, yes, it is in a sense actually very liberating as well. It's a double-edged sword, It's the most painful, shocking thing, awakening. Because you have to understand what this is, and that cannot be taught. No, nobody can teach you. Nobody can show you at all. You either get there to that level, or you don't. Well, But it is horrifying. It really is. The passive aggression. You're with your back against the wall. Evil gets to do whatever the fuck it likes to you. And you have no recourse. You cannot defend yourself. You cannot protect yourself. You cannot exact vengeance. You cannot have justice. There are no other forces that will stop evil from doing what it does to you, nor can you stop evil from doing what it does to you either. That scenario, if you really think about it, what that scenario might do to your psyche. That's pretty fucking bad, people. The rage, the fury, the hatred that creates within one's psyche, that one then has no outlet for, because if evil always wins, well, where are you going to vent that rage towards? How are you gonna channel that rage, So it eats at you. It eats at you. It becomes self-hate. Because it's like, well, I'm so shit and I'm so worthless. I am just a battery. I'm just here. Evil has created me as a thing to be used and abused and fed off and tortured and tormented, and that's it. That's all I am. That is the hell contagion. Couple that with the fear, the dread, severe depression. I'm not going to be all right. Everything's going to go. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Terrible. Terrible. That is really what the hell contagion is. And that is also on the external plane why people, organic portals, Hylics, whatever, are busy constantly treating each other like absolute shit, like this whole debacle with the cafe and what people are doing. There are people that seem to be awakening more and more, and these are generally people who, when you spend any kind of time with them, sense that they have better kind of energy anyway. They're of a higher frequency or whatever. And then there are those others who seemingly are getting darker and darker. And they are the enemy, and they are demonic because they are completely filled with a hell contagion. The hell contagion, Wetico, the mind virus, whatever, which is in the driver's seat there, and which wants to remain in our driving seat, and hence it is putting up such a fight. And the cool thing though in it all, as I perceive it, is that whilst it still lingers in our consciousness and is putting up such a fight and is creating an ever more dark, dystopian, tortuous dream, nightmare, that then triggers that very hell contagion to be exposed and to be purged out, which is cool. It's a really funky, benevolent sort of catch-22, people. But of course, when you're in it, you're in it. When you're in a major purge, you're really in a major purge. We had, what was it? Jupiter conjunct Pluto. We had some really horrible Venus aspects going on. Black Moon, Lilith, this so-called new moon in fucking Scorpio. And again, yeah, the map is not the territory, but I knew I was going to feel like absolute fucking shit. And I really fucking do feel like shit. Where you want to go on a fucking murder spree. Alright. But it is all... You see what I mean? People take their dogs for a walk and they treat them like shit, man. Should be the other way around. Should be that woman on a leash on her fucking hands and knees and her dog stood over her going, well, fucking get on with it, have a piss. Imagine that. Anyway. Ooh, oh God. Yeah. It is just, yeah. It is the purge, and it is this dark, and it is this torturous, and it is this fucking totally and utterly insane, and it is this, like, well, nothing makes any sense anymore at all whatsoever. And actually, they're serious in their insanity, you know, like that Santa fucking socially distancing Santa insanity on CNN or whatever it was. It's gaslighting. It's a taunt, and it's satanic mockery. It mocks us. But it's done that our entire life anyway. Telling us the earth is round, that's mockery. Or Darwinism, oh yeah, you were descended from apes, that's mockery. I don't have any trouble with the concept, you know, if I am descended from a rhesus monkey, then so be it, that's fine, but I still know it's a fucking pack of lies! I mean, you know, I wouldn't have a problem, say, being descended of a spider, you know, that would be fine, but it just isn't what it is. And we've been lied to about absolutely everything. This whole entire experience is a web made of lies, upon lies, upon lies. And it's a mockery that it's done as a... It's cat and mouse, yeah. It's mockery. So, what happens when the hell contagion has been purged out? That is what I'm thinking about now. What? Ratman. Ratman? What the fuck? It's a fan. And it's... That's what I mean. Do you see what I mean? It's fucking crazy. Yeah, bitch. I want to open that window and tell her to fucking treat her dog with some fucking respect and dignity. Or else I have knives. No, anyway, so there's this fan go by. It says Ratman. It shows this rat. It shows this cityscape, a bit like, I don't know, Chicago or something. And this giant rat looming over Chicago. Eating people. Cool, bring it on. Oh, it's better than COVID. You know, so he's obviously like a rat exterminator. How disgusting is that? I mean, he's out there exterminating innocent rats. And believe me, rats get a really bad rap. Oh, they carry disease. Well, no, actually, you're the organic portal, whatever. You carry the disease. You're the fucking hell contagion incarnate. But you don't get fans going around saying organic portal exterminator, do you? No. Anyway, fucking bullshit. Ratman. At some point, this is going to have to take, you know, it's going to have to, it's very difficult to keep the faith when things get this tortuous in the internal landscape. And then obviously on the external as well, shit happens that triggers it. Finding it virtually impossible to stay in the light. There's a tiny smidgen of it over there saying it's going to be okay, it's all going to work out. You have the power. Don't forget that. You determine what you say and what you do and what you believe. But it's saying that, and then on the other side, the dark onslaught, which wants me to believe that, oh no, you're just a battery, you're worthless, you're disgusting, evil's won and always wins, and blah blah blah. And that's what brings up that passive aggressive hate, that, you know, and that becomes a bit like the snake, you know, Voldemort's snake that attacks Professor Snape, like that, hate. But it is actually all trauma, all of it is, and it feels, we externalize it, of course we do, because it's like, no, that can't possibly be of me. No. We cannot accept that as part of us, part of our consciousness, so we externalize it. It becomes, oh, it's a demon, or it's an archon, or it's psychic attack. And it is psychic attack. We attack ourselves. Because that is what the trauma of being in this realm has done to us. Once you awaken truly, completely and deeply to what this is, you understand what it has done. All of that has to be acknowledged. And there's quite a lot of people that haven't even begun to acknowledge and feel their emotions yet. So, you know, there's still a shitload of work to be done. But as long as, you know, everyone, including myself, keeps applying themselves and walking the path, we will emerge, go home. I don't know, like just on a completely different note, but has anyone noticed how all the cars nowadays have their lights on, even in the middle of the day? What the fuck is that about? If anybody knows, please tell me. Perhaps it's because reality's gotten so dark that they have to have their lights on. It's all such a fucking pile of shit as to be beyond fucking... Yeah. I mean... The water in the sponge, consciousness as a reality creator, the hell contagion that you inherit as soon as you enter this realm. Because otherwise you couldn't have this experience of duality, which for quite some time is fun. It can be fun. It can be, you know, and it's meant to be, but you're not aware, you're not awake, you know, and it's fun to go to clubs and take drugs, and it's fun to go, I don't know, travelling and doing things and going into the desert in Morocco and this and the other. You know, and I now look back on that and cringe, because it's like, whoa, Anika, you really didn't have a clue. You really didn't have a fucking clue, girl. But nobody can take it away from me either, that I did have those experiences. This entire experience all the way up to this point has been and remains intensely meaningful. But the hell contagion tells you that it isn't meaningful. The hell contagion tells you that it's meaningless. It lies and 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 it lies, and your trauma self still believes it. That's the clinching factor, you see. That's what keeps us experiencing this. But increasingly, as the hell contagion is being triggered up, and it literally is like an excavation, I would say that, excavation. It goes in, something happens, it's like, oh, that triggers you in a big way, in a big way. It could be whatever it is, it's different things for different people, but yeah, you know, it triggers you in a really big, deep way. And it unearths either the passive-aggressive self-hate or the fear. You know, it could be other stuff that we don't even have words for, but it's all energetic, you know, it's all electromagnetic, people. And it literally goes into you like a shovel, like a really sharp, big shovel, and it brings it up, and all the resistance, no, I'm not leaving your consciousness. Oh. And then you've got to be with it as well and see it and understand that, oh wow, this is a part of me that is being set free now from this illusion. It is a part of me. Ow. And you have to work through it. Or endure as best you can. Whoa. Fucking horrendous. Extraction. Because it's like... And some people say, well, it should get lighter then, surely. Well, I liken it to this. So you have a vat, and it's full of really horrific poison, right? So you start removing that poison, bit by bit by bit. Does the poison become less poisonous? No, it's the same poison, isn't it? And in fact, the poison at the very bottom is far denser than the poison at the top. So that's really what that's all about. But that is the great work, that is the quest. And this idea that our hell contagion infected consciousness has created stuff that is worth retaining in a purified form, and we will bring that with us when we go home and say, oh, let's add this to our home world, because it will make it more beautiful, it will make it richer, it will make it even more meaningful, it will give us this or that, you see. All is not lost, far from it, far from it. See, just me sitting here doing this video, talking to you guys, has made me feel a little better. It nourishes my soul, it really does, because I feel that connection with you guys somehow. You're out there and I can feel you, you know. And And I'm really grateful for you guys being there, you know. There is these threads of light that connect us here, you know. The heart connections, the light, these strings of light that connect us all logistically situated as we are via our hearts. And you know, we get it wrong and we get it right, and it's difficult, very difficult. Relationships in whatever shape and form they exist. They're fucking... This is somebody walked by with a visor and a mask. What the fuck? Oh man. See, this is all triggers, trigger. It doesn't, it's funny now, but it's also upsetting. You know, heartstrings made of light, connecting us all. We are a family. We're like a super soul traveler family, guys. And doing these videos, I feel like I somehow tune in and connect with all of you, even though I don't know your name, I don't know who you are, I don't know where you live. And I know that we've all got our shit to work out, our behavioral issues, our mental issues, our physical issues, our material issues, as we exist for now in this dystopian materium nightmare. But it is all of our creation, you know, and not all of it is bad. This is a war. This is a fucking type of war. It is not a war as conventional wars are, because the light doesn't fight in the same way. So maybe it's less of a war. It is a war from the perspective of the hell contagion, which is fighting for its survival, right? The mind virus. But it is a healing covenant from the perspective of the true self, which understands and knows all and is perfectly okay and is there holding us, saying it's going to be okay, it's going to be all right. But you know, there are days, weeks, in fact I've been feeling really horrific now for, what day is it today? It's Monday, since last week Thursday, so Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 days of abject horrendousness and fear, really bad fear, and like you're not going to be all right, you know, like you're going to go to the dentist and he's going to start ripping out your teeth, and or even as simple as, oh, you're going to have to take antibiotics, which I don't want to do. I don't want to take antibiotics. See, this is the thing, it's like you exist in this world and it's like there's no... Because all disease is caused by the hell contagion, and you can take any natural remedy, and believe me people, I've walked that path, oh yes, homeopathy, naturopathy, all kinds, everything, and none of it works, because I was always guided to see that the only way is via the healing of our consciousness. It's about that. And that is it. You know, and to that end, that which causes disease has to be triggered through disease. That is the weird, paradoxical thing going on here, people, for us. For some of us anyway. Where these physical issues that terrify us, see, because the feeling of I'm utterly terrified and oh I'm doomed and oh this is going to happen and that's going to happen, always expect the worst, that way you won't be disappointed, all these different nuances of the behavior that is completely the work of the hell contagion, because it literally is like water in a sponge. It totally is in the driver's seat. It totally conducts our thoughts, our expectations, our emotions, our behavior. It is literally infested, like an infestation. Most people don't get that. They don't realize that. They're not that self-aware. But you know, you've been doing the work with great dedication for years, you really get to see that. That's why I liken it to water in a sponge. Because water in a sponge, you know, you think about it. Our behavior, every part of our being, of this experience, the trauma which has happened to us. You know, and I on Facebook I watch, say for example, what people post on their timelines and stuff, and it tells me so much about them. I can look beyond that into them, and I can see, I can see where you're at. I can see where you're at. And a lot of people are very good at self-delusion. Oh, I've done the work, I have arrived, and you know, it's like, no, you haven't, because I see what you're posting, and it's some seriously vengeful crap, and it's just like the same old shit over and over again. It's weird. It's, you know, we all self-delude up to a point, but I don't know, I always had a very, very strong commitment to absolutely no bullshit allowed. I know that the only way out is to, part of that is to suspend self-deluding and lying to yourself and telling yourself it's this, when in fact, you know, deep down, damn well, there is that, you know. We need to totally and utterly commit to brutal honesty in facing the hell contagion in every single way that it manifests. It's the only way. There's no other way. There is no other way, people. That is what it takes. You know. And I'm also aware that everybody listening to this video is gonna hear it in their own way. They're not going to hear what I'm saying. They're going to hear what they want me to be saying. You know, they're going to take from my video whatever it means for them, or what is right for them, you know. And I think that's probably a good thing. I think that is how it's, yeah, that's how it's meant to be. So that's fine, because I do that as well. I listen to people's videos, and it's like, yeah. Then I'll give it a week, and I'll listen to it again, and it's different. It's like, whoa, yeah. Because it is whatever it needs to be to every individual soul traveler, you know. But imagine what happens when that hell contagion is cleared from us, or when it's been harmonized or alchemized, rather, because it isn't like it's been removed and it goes somewhere. I don't think that's the case. But when we go through this purge, as I have been for the last 4 days, absolute nightmarish, horrific, torturous, evil shit, like the snake effect, like really like vicious self-attack. It feels like psychic attack, but I really feel it's not as such. Well, it is, but it isn't. It comes from within. Vicious, 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 vicious. You're fucked, you're doomed, you're not going to be alright, you're going to, this and this going to happen and that's going to happen. No, evil always wins, blah, passive-aggressive, self-hate bullshit. And then that leads to terrible, terrible fear, and terrible, terrible grief, and terrible, terrible sorrow, and crying, and being a gibbering wretch, and all of that. And that is the work. That is true shadow work. You don't initiate it, it really is set off by the triggers. The triggers. Boom, 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 boom. Right? And yeah, something happens. And you feel freer, and you get it more. Oh, you understand. Layer after layer after layer. That is the work. Now I know it works because I remember I was 5 years ago. I remember I was at 2 years ago. I remember I was at 4 months ago for that matter. And wow, I understand it so much better now. I've got such a better picture of it all. It called me the puzzle piece collector, and that was interesting as well, because I've been seeing that tiny little jigsaw piece. This is something, you know, the synchronicity, it speaks to me all the time, it's with me all the time. And then it's like they're saying, well, yes, but you should have healed by now, there should be miraculous healing, and this should have happened, and that should have happened, and it hasn't happened because... And it's like, well, yeah, it hasn't happened, hell contagion, because you're still there, whispering your sweet nothings, your nasty poison into my ear. And because you're still there, the fat lady hasn't sung. You see? The work isn't done yet, you know. It will all be all right in the end. And if it is not all right yet, then it's not the end yet. The fat lady hasn't sung yet. But I do feel strongly about December, though I'm always very careful and very cautious with stuff like that. You know? But something did say to me, yeah, something is going to be happening. But, you know, we shall wait and see. So many of us have been doing the work and doing the work and doing the work, and we have progressed and transcended many levels and many layers, and we have gained precious clarity and insight that we have retained, and that has become part of our experience and our journey, and the work has been going on, and we are there thinking when, oh when. But when the hell contagion is still in situ to an extent within us, making us suffer like this, and still creating hell, we know we're not there yet, you see. And I reckon reset will probably be a gradual thing. Well, I would like it to be. I wouldn't like it to happen just boom, just like that. I would like it to be a gradual thing. But it better be really fucking good for all the shit that we've been through, right guys? Anyway, I'll call it a day there. I just wanted to, you know, a little video. Fucking assholes. I mean, when am I going to get a really cool letter? I don't know. Something funky. Instead of this absolute fucking bullshit. It really fucks me off massively. You know?